Sorry, I am a few minutes late. Hey, it's 10 o'clock. This is Dr. Cindy Stark here for my Facebook lives every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. I have been coming live to kind of give you guys or let you guys kind of have a peek into stuff that's going on in my life. Like if something's going on in my life, it's probably going on in the collective because we're all connected, all of us souls here on earth. And so anytime that something comes up with me that's really touching my heart or broadening my horizons or my perspective on life, I just want to come in here and see, number one, tell you guys about it. Hey, Patty, it's good to see you. And also see if it's happening with you guys too, because I think that as we all grow together, we all ensure that our limited time here on earth is as fulfilling as it can be. And I'm coming in here with you today. I just got back from a complete gift of a trip that just landed in my lap. My great friend Betsy Pake invited me to come and go to Sedona, Arizona with her last week. And little did we know, so she was running this wonderful NLP, stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. She was running an NLP retreat for her clients, and little did we know her father-in-law would end up passing away the very first day of the retreat, and so she had to cut her time there in Sedona in half, and and then some of the other clients and I ended up kind of, uh, you know, returning her rental car, returning, getting that, closing the Airbnb up and stuff like that. And it just really kind of was kind of like a ton of bricks slapping me in the face that right as I was getting to go out there and have this wonderful experience, Betsy's father-in-law was passing away. And then my cousin, Jenny, she's and my cousin Christy and my cousin Cindy, their mother, my aunt Poodle, is also transitioning right now. So she's just probably a couple of days away from going up to heaven. And so it's just, I don't know, I just really been touched with the fragility of life this week. And I think it made some things kind of almost more emotionally impactful for me. And that's just kind of some of the things I wanted to share with you guys this morning. Hey, Michelle, it's good to see you too. And yes, we are all connected as part of God's people. I completely agree with that. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. I'm an internal medicine doctor here in Gainesville, Georgia. But I've just kind of went through a lot of life transitions this calendar year. I went into semi-retirement, and my kids moved off to college, and they're both at University of Georgia. I went through a divorce. I've moved, and it's just a lot of things happening in my life right now. I feel like just a different chapter of my life is beginning right now, and I guess really what has been impressed upon me more than anything over this last calendar year is just the resiliency of the human spirit. I do believe that we can do hard things, and excuse me, life does not have to be tough when you're surrounded by people that really help you get through life's challenges. And as long as, and my friend Betsy Pake made me kind of reminded me of this last week when I was with her out there in Sedona. But um, you don't have to live your whole entire life in your comfort zone. And actually, when you're just doing the same old things that you've always done, there's no growth in your comfort zone. What you really need to be doing, to kind of suck the marrow out of life, which is how I put it, is kind of taking yourself to that edge. Hey, Pat, good morning. Good to see you. Taking yourself to that edge, getting making yourself feel like that, that fear, that the same exact emotion that's fear is actually the exact same emotion as excitement, just without kind of holding your breath. And so if you can just kind of get excited for life and get on fire for life and really be passionate about what opportunities God gives you in every single day, the amazing benefits and opportunities that lie within each day that we're given on this earth to have more breath in our bodies. It's just amazing what you can do, things you can see, people you can meet. One thing that really struck me out there in Sedona is that all the people, they seem to be just a lot more laid back. A lot of people with kind of purple hair and blue hair and dreadlocks and beads and jewelry and just artists everywhere and music everywhere and just this amazing surroundings all around, like a 360-degree panorama of just these huge buttes and mesas. And my goodness, I learned all kinds of geology terms this week. But if y'all are coming in here live, can you type in hashtag live? And if you're coming in on the replay, type in hashtag replay. Let me know where you're from. And as always, if this resonates with you, then it probably resonates with people that are in your circle of influence. And just please feel free to share this. There's no share this live of mine. There's no greater compliment to me than when someone is touched by some of my words and they share it with their friends. So, uh, again, so when I went into semi-retirement earlier this year, the reason I did that, hey Tanya, friends from high school in the house, it's so good to see you, is because number one, I had really been going through this sort of an awakening ever since 2012 is when it first started happening, but then really from 2016 on, that this stuff that we do in a hospital setting. So I'm a hospitalist, so I only practice medicine in a hospital setting, and the stuff we do are great life-saving measures. Don't get me wrong, antibiotics save lives. You know, we stamp out sepsis and we get people out of kidney failure and we transfuse them with blood and we revitalize their brain and heart tissues out of after a heart attack and a stroke. But when by the time I see my patients, something has been going on in their lives and in their bodies for usually at least 10 years, sometimes for 3 decades. And so by the time I finally get my hands on these patients, the only thing I can do to save their life is almost like temporizing measures. Is almost like putting a band-aid on an artery where the artery still has a nick in it. Yeah, the band-aid stopped the blood gushing, but the nick is still in the artery. I hope you understand what I mean by that. Like if there's a fire going on in your house, you don't, and you hear a fire alarm going off, you don't go and take the batteries out of your fire alarm. You go and you put out the fire. So what I feel like God's really been impressing upon my soul from age 45 on, I'm 53 years old now, is that Cindy, you can actually help people regain their health and their life by starting the process of reclaiming vitality and vibrancy a lot earlier on, so that we're not having to, you know, do any amputations or put you on dialysis or start you on 25 medications. Okay, that's not really healing the problem. It's making the numbers look better. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I started feeling like there is something I can do that I've learned how to do in my own life and my own body and my own health that I can share with you guys. And it's ways to kind of ensure that you have this vitality and this vibrancy of health. So I started uh, last year enrolling clients in a transformational 12-week program. And we really start the transformational healing from the inside out. And when it starts like top down, we start with the mind and the mindset. And I got certified in 2 or 3 different tools to really help dig in there and figure out what is in our subconscious mind that's limiting us and that's holding us back. And we quite literally recode, rewire the subconscious mind to really work for us instead of against us. And then from that point forward, then we get the soul and the spirit involved too, and we've just created a tribe of healthy men and women in the second halves of their lives. And so if any of that, if you're not where you want to be in your health, both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, then reach out to me. You can reach out to me privately on DMs on Facebook and just say, I'm interested, can we talk? Or you can put a comment in right here. But nothing would make me happier than to help you guys get the healing that you need using the tools that I found about, I've been finding them. It's funny when the student's ready, the teacher will show up. And I have just been finding subconscious modality tools and neurolinguistic programming and childhood trauma release methods. And it's amazing what people live through. They're at their wits end and they don't think there's any other way to be, and that's just not how it has to be. So I would love to see if you're a fit for this Soul Circle Academy that I run now, in addition to being a part-time doctor. So y'all just let me know. But so I just wanted to come in here today and tell y'all a little bit about my Sedona trip. So, I have been, I realize I have spent my life traveling all over the world and even all over this country, but I had just never been out there to that section of our country. And when I got out there, the first thing I noticed when I was driving through is it looked like I was on another planet. It didn't even look like I was on planet Earth, but if I was on planet Earth, I felt like maybe, hey, real quick, Jenny, hey, real quick. If I was on planet Earth, then I felt like I must have been in Australia or Indonesia or somewhere else, but not actually on in the United States of America, right? And this where I was is somewhere that I could drive to in my car. And so if any of you guys have not been there, I highly recommend it. It's almost hard to put into words exactly what it is out there. But so my friend Betsy Pate gave me this to read while she was doing her class. It's called What is a Vortex? And what it is out there is all of this amazing, incredible, vibrant energy that's it's just so much exposed earth, and it's so tall. And this is like the different colors and the different shapes. I learned it was from the oceans. It was things that are inside the ocean, and each one of them looks so completely different, and they've been there for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And the sheer energy that's in those rocks, it just kind of envelops you like you're in this vortex. And the vitality is just amazing out there. The colors are more vivid, the air is clearer, the stars, they're really into preserving light, preserving their land through decreasing light pollution. So there are no street lights at night out there. Even their McDonald's golden arches are blue. Their arches are blue. They're not yellow, to decrease the onslaught of light pollution. And I'm very aware here in Georgia of the noise pollution that we have here. It's just it kills me. I feel like I have to get away to the mountains at least one, and I am once a month, just to get into the peace and silence, because it's that just the sheer sound of the cars going by. And it's just like the more and more you live, it's like the more and more commercialism sets upon you, and it's louder and louder with more and more cars. But out there, so they're really not only into noise pollution, but also light pollution. So, one thing that I read in this book that I just wanted to share with you guys, in case you don't think about it like this, but I've often thought about it like this, but I don't think it's a very common way to think. But you think about your body, okay? And I'm going to be offering an analogy from your body to the planet Earth. Okay, so when you're out there, and this author, he has the nickname of Mr. Sedona. He's traveled 10,000 miles on foot, and he helps you feel the energy of the mountains that are out there. So what he suggested that we do, and I did it. And if y'all are interested in the meditation, I'm also going to record this meditation just to help you feel the energy of life, whether it's just in a tree in your front yard or in a mountain, wherever it is that you live. It's not anything just specific to Sedona. But he recommends that you get on top of the mountain, or, wherever you are, where it's flat and you can see the mountain in the distance. And you just let the air and the wind, really get conscious of the air and the wind touching your body. And know that that air and the wind that's in the planet Earth is just like the breath that's in our lungs. And when I was in medical school, I had a pulmonologist share this analogy with me, and it is the exact ratio of the alveoli that are in our lungs. That's the oxygen, the organ of oxygen carbon dioxide exchange, where we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. That ratio of alveoli and lung tissue to the size of our whole body is the same as they liken it to the trees in the earth. So if you think about the alveoli of our lungs, it's just like the leaves on the trees, and the leaves is what's responsible for cellular respiration in the trees. So I thought that was always really neat. And then the other thing, when you're out there in the beautiful mountain ranges, you there was no water going on. I mean, there was snow. That was amazing. Like the first day we got there, there was snow and it lasted for 3 days, but there was no rain. But you listen or look out for any kind of water that you see, whether it's rain, or whether it's a creek or the snow. And when I was doing my hiking, there was a lot of snow still left on the trail, and that is the same in our body as the blood that's in our body. And we're exactly 70% water in our body, and the earth is 70% water with oceans. So we are salt water all in our blood. And so that's another way that we are at one with the mountains. And then you feel the sun, and my goodness, it wasn't hard to feel the sun, and the heat out there. But there was, you think about the fire and the sun and the light, and that's the same as the warmth in our human body, the life force within you, the thing that makes us, 98 degrees and makes us, that temperature inside. It's the same as the sun warming up the earth. And then the minerals and the trees, like the minerals in the rocks, is the same as our flesh and bone. So that's the stuff you can actually feel. The earth is just like our flesh and bone. And so then when you kind of get into the zen state, and I would just sit and look at the mountains and let all that stuff just kind of breathe on me. And it was amazing because it was full moon energy out there, and this lunar eclipse we just had a couple of hours ago. It was just a lot of powerful geological earth energies out there this week. You can just really imagine yourself, almost just you got to close your eyes and really get some imagination in you, and imagine that you're not your body, but you are one with the earth. And just imagine the energy exchanging between the two of you. And that's how you feel the vortexes out there. And there were a few vortexes, and I just thought, I personally found the whole entire place magical, and the energy was very calming. And you just feel like, the only way I can put it is it's just completely at peace. And so I just want to know, out of everybody that's on here today or everybody watching on the replay, who has actually been out there to Sedona, Arizona. Hey, Jessica, it's good to see you. And even if you haven't gone to Sedona, Arizona, now that I've gotten back, people are telling me, oh, if you think that's beautiful, you need to go to Bryce Canyon, or you need to go to the Grand Canyon. I've never been to either one of those places either. But and my aunt Poodle, that's on the last couple of days of her life here on Earth, she would always love to go out to the Grand Canyon. So I found it very interesting that I found myself out there so close to the Grand Canyon, right when I don't know, I just felt like she was with me, because that was something that she loved, and there's just big pictures of that all over their house. And my cousin Jenny had said you'll never see the Milky Way as strongly as you see it when you're out there. And sure enough, I would go out there every night for a couple of hours. And again, it's just pitch black. Just imagine there's no street lights whatsoever. So you can see everything that's up there. And it just so happened, I think this is very interesting, but one of the students that was there at the retreat was a professional astrologist. And so she showed me, of course it's easy to see where the moon is, but then she would show me where Saturn is. And then all the different, we would watch the planets move away from the earth, excuse me, from the moon, every single night. And I never knew which one of those planets were actual planets. I thought those were just stars. I did not realize that I was really so ignorant of everything that's out there in the sky. And it's amazing what you can just see right in front of your face when it's all so clear. So Michelle is saying she was born in New Mexico, and Jessica said she's been there, and I know Jenny's been there. Yeah, it's there's so many transformations that can happen out there. There's supposedly, and again, I got all this from this guy's book. It was very interesting to read that. Um, if you're struggling with things in your life, and you have some big things back home, if you just kind of like give that up, just like surrender it to God, or give it to planet Earth, however it is that you want to think about that or put it, then all those energies out there, they can transform the way that you think about it. And when you come back home, you can come up with other ways to kind of solve the problems of life that have been presenting themselves to you. And sure enough, that's happened to me very heavily. And I'm not going to say anything about what kind of realizations I got while I was out there right now, but just know that I will keep you guys posted as time goes on, because I'm realizing the ways that I can not only be here for myself and for my kids and my patients, but just as importantly, is how I can be here for you guys and help bring more of you guys together, make you well aware of just how much healing is available at your disposal inside of you. You just have to know that it's there. And one thing that I kind of became really aware of while I was out there is the presence of masculine and feminine energy. And I feel like so many times we feel like, well, there's men and there's women, and there's either masculine energy or feminine energy. And one thing that is so important to make you realize is that you've got to take those two parts of yourself and integrate them. And it's actually not even masculine energy and feminine energy, it's really just human energy, all of it. And so we can't raise our boys to just be goal oriented and focusing on, you know, a job and what's outside of the home and conquering and success based on some sort of societal dictate. What's really important for our boys is to be nurturers inside the home and love the people that are inside the home, because if they're not nurturing and taking account of and being aware of the struggles that are going on with people inside their home, all that success outside the home doesn't really matter at all. And they would give all the money in the world to have their their nuclear family back together if they were neglecting that, you know. And so that's one thing I became really aware of. And then as far as women too, I feel like we've kind of gotten some of the feminine energy taken out of us, what would be kind of considered a feminine trait of caring and nurturing, especially for ourselves. I find as women in the collective, all of us, that we are just becoming so driven, and all we worry about is our goals and success and making a name for ourselves, that we forget to take care of ourselves. And none of that, that's right, Jessica, I'm preaching this morning. None of us will reach our potential, and you'll actually start having dis-ease and ailments within your body if you don't take care of yourself. You women, I just want to implore upon you, do not think of yourself as a robot. You know, you are a living, breathing, feeling creature, that we are all connected with each other. And we need to not only just be concerned with helping our kids and our mom and dad and our siblings and for me, you know, my patients and my clients, but we need to take care of ourselves too. So just know that you are worth it. And this, the way I think of it is, our flesh is finite. It's not this, you know, yes, we have a renewable energy source that repeats itself every 24 hours. But if you wear your body out, you can't really, it's not very easy to get it back. Okay. And I unfortunately see this so much in my practice of medicine, people who have kind of been not really paying attention to a symptom they've been having. And I won't give any specifics, but I'm thinking about one patient in particular. She wasn't really thinking about this certain symptom she was having until it had been going on for 10 months. And she had to go through extensive surgery to remove the pathology that was going on, causing her problems, or that she just would have paid attention to it 10 months ago. And hashtag ask me how I know. I myself, over the last couple of years, have gone through some physical problems, something that I myself was denying that it existed. I knew I was choking, and where I was choking was, and maybe some of y'all have been following me, y'all have heard me talk about this before. Most people think when they choke, it's right here. Well, where I was choking was like way down here. Um, right, almost, you know, just right underneath my bra line. And I just thought it was just because I was eating too fast, and I just denied it and didn't pay attention to it for 16 years. Hate to say that and admit that, but I did. I was too busy, you know, putting on this mask of I got all my shit together, you know, and I just I was denying my own physical health, guys. And when by the time I finally went and had a barium swallow done to see what was going on, why I feel like I choke underneath my bra line, I had an esophageal stricture where my, you know, esophagus was almost like down to like a 1 millimeter. It's supposed to be 17 millimeters. And so I had to go through 3 dilations, and now I was on some medicine for like a year. You guys, none of that. If you feel something going on in your body, you have to pay attention to it. Hey, Mom. Thank you for being here this morning. But you have to pay attention to it, and maybe it's nothing that even can be reversed. Maybe it is just that you need to slow down when you eat or something like that. But if there's something anatomically wrong, then it's better that you go get it looked at when it's first starting to happen, and not 16 years or 10 years afterwards. I'm just so thankful that I was able to be fixed with it was an invasive surgery, but not like invasive where I was being cut on the outside of my body. So I guess I would say the the kind of the hashtag here is hashtag love yourself more. One of the clients in Betsy's program, I actually got that tattooed on her arm here while we were out there in Sedona in her own handwriting. And no matter what it is that you're going through, and no matter who it is that you're loving on, you have to love yourself the most. You have to love yourself more, love yourself enough to make sure to take care of yourself first, and then take care of the people that God has entrusted you to. You unless you're completely full and whole and healthy and healed and lit up from the inside out, only then can you light the path for others. And it's just like a candle, where a candle. And we were in so many religious places, deeply holy religious places out there in Sedona, and one of them was the Chapel of the Holy Cross, and it was a Roman Catholic church built in 1956. And you could light a candle with the light of another candle. And when you light a candle with the light of your own candle, you're not doing anything to diminish your own fire. You're just taking that fire that's in you and you're passing it on to someone else. It doesn't take anything away from you. So once you're fully whole, healthy, and healed, you can light the fires of so many other people. And I want you to know that you don't have to, it's not like, don't ever think about it as in a way like you have to take away your own light to light someone else. If you're healthy and whole and healed and you have your boundaries up, then you can actually light other people's lives without extinguishing your own fire. I hope that makes sense. That made sense when I was taking notes for my talk last night. It's not, I don't feel like it's coming across that great this morning. But anyway, I just want to kind of impress upon you that while I was out there, I realized, I mean, I see this always in my life anyway, but I just want you to know that uh, God and the angels and divinity is all around you. And I was so aware of it out there because it was almost like the veil had been removed, or maybe the veil between the physical and the energetic realms is just very thin out there, so you can like really feel it. But no matter where you are, even if you're in traffic, even if you're at work, even if you're in the grocery store, God is right there with you. And He sends messages to you that makes you know that His presence is right there. And when once you're kind of filled up with the Holy Spirit, you really are unstoppable, because God wants us all to be able to do everything in this earth together. We're all here together. We're in it together. And again, as I said before, if you guys are sick and tired of feeling like you're living your whole life as a that like that movie Groundhog's Day, where every day is a repeat of each other the day before, and you're not getting to where you want to go in life, reach out to me and let's talk and see if I can help you kind of step onto another timeline. All right, this is all just like quantum physics, quantum reality. You don't have to stay where you are. um, Hey, Judah, it's good to see you. I'm just wrapping up. But again, my name's Dr. Cindy Stark, and I've been coming here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. for about a year and a half. And yeah, you light up my life. Exactly. I've been coming in here every Tuesday for a year and a half, and I have some other ideas in my head now that I've just gotten back to from Sedona on ways to bring more of us together. I'm going to be having a lot of live events here going forward, anticipating at least once a month. So anybody that is local, please be on the lookout for that. I just feel like there's a lot of energy and healing in people coming together in real life. I know this is amazing that I'm talking to a potential audience of 3.6 thousand people this morning and every Tuesday morning, but there's nothing like being in real life seeing each other, and I have a lot of ideas on ways that we can connect and help each other. But again, if you guys want to reach out to me, get in touch with me, you can just you can reply here, or I will drop you a link to my email address too. And anyways, it's been my pleasure talking to you guys this morning. Sorry if I'm a little discombobulated. I'm on, not only did I get in at midnight last night, but a couple of time zones too, and then also this lunar eclipse. So the energy is pretty heavy here. But I love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you next Tuesday at 10. Bye bye.